Yeah. There you go. Since it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, Lurch. Just the two of us. You and I. You and I. Just the two of us. All right.
Making castles in the sand.
In the sky.
Is it sky?
I think. I don't know.
Castles in
Sand castles seem more reasonable to me, and that's probably what it is. I think I added sky. Can you make castles in the sky? I mean, anything's possible. Maybe we should do an episode on making castles.
You're right.
In the
Building. It's building castles
in the sky. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that.
What the hell?
For some reason, it was in my mind, but I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense at all. All right. It says we're live, and anybody in the chat, if you can hear us, good. I am. Yep. So we got audio on this end. So if you're in the chat, let us know. Yeah, Gary Jackson. Well, hello, other 7 waiting. Good. All right. So I'm going to bring in video feed here, guys. So let me know if you got the video feed. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You should. There you go. Should see Lurch and I, and give us a, we can give you a wide shot here. That's a screenshot. Let's give you, okay, what? Oh, hang on. I got to turn a camera on. Stand by. Yep.
Gary says he can hear us. Edward Lake says audio's good. Getting the other camera turned on.
It always helps.
Yeah.
We didn't have our wide shot, so.
Scott says greetings from SoCal.
Dialed back in here.
Video's good.
Awesome.
Good.
Let me give you a wide shot. All the wide shots working now. Oh, yeah. There we go. At least Lurch isn't wearing shorts today. So sorry, the wide shot. Sometimes you guys see Lurch wearing shorts, and it's disgusting. I'm not going to lie to you. Really? He's got old white man legs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, so do I. I'm proud of my old white man legs. Yeah, thanks for being here, guys, on this Friday afternoon. We're going to get diving right in here. I just got to fix a couple things, so bear with me. If you're getting this, so you guys that are here obviously are getting this live, and the rest of you, this is going to be, it's already going to be in the back end of your patron accounts. So even if you're not watching it live, it's going to be there when we finish, and it'll stay there so you can watch it not live, but you'll see a lot of this stuff because it's completely unedited. It's just recording to YouTube right now, and that link goes in the back end of your patron accounts. And so if you're seeing it not live, that's why you're seeing all the raw here. It's another benefit we offer for our beloved patron members. Either catch it live, but if you just can't, well, don't worry. When you go home from work, it's going to be their live video broadcast, and you'll be able to review a lot of the chat that's going on. So with that said, let's get the show on the road. All right. I just want to tell you guys something about Lurch. I honestly, and you guys may, Lurch is a good sport. And every time we podcast, he has no clue. I just come up with
what I do today.
Random
you may
shit.
Note of. That's all you do.
It's true. It's true.
Did it happen during lunch?
No.
Okay.
It happened most recently.
Most recently,
Yes.
like right now?
Well, I mean, as of within the last half hour.
Okay.
Let's just put it there. So.
You were gone. What happened?
Okay, within the last 15. All right. Sometime in that, since I've been back.
Okay.
All right. So.
Oh, Lord.
Lurch is a lovable character. All right. There is no doubt about that. All right. And if you guys have met him, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I got to get Lurch's. So, switching back to me. So, Lurch, right before let me just say this. Lurch has no willpower.
Oh. Well, it is Friday afternoon.
So you guys got to hear this. So literally I'm just laughing. I would have did the same. So I'm not blaming Lurch, but he tries to be good. There's a couple different things where he tries to be good. I'm going to mention this one, then I'm going to mention the other because that brings up another point. But so right before we hit the live button, I'm like, F it, dude. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going to have me a beer. Now, I've known Lurch a long time. To this day, I have never seen Lurch turn down a beer. Okay?
It's happened.
Not to me. Okay, it probably has happened
occasionally.
Not when I'm around Lurch. If I'm drinking a beer, Lurch is now. There's oftentimes Lurch is drinking a beer and I'm not. But
sometimes I do that just because I can.
Right, exactly. Because it's and again, I'm not blaming Lurch. It just made me chuckle because so I'm like, Lurch, I'm going to get a beer. It's Friday afternoon. Screw it. And I said, and he didn't say anything. And I looked back and you went, No, that was his reaction. What'd you do? You went, like that. I stopped at the door going to the fridge and I'm like, you want one? He's like, well, yeah, fuck it. Give me.
I think I said, I wasn't gonna.
Oh, that's right.
But okay.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, you're like, I wasn't going to, but it's okay. And then I responded by saying, dude, I don't feel obligated. No, it's okay. Get me one. So I got Lurch a beer. Lurch, at least Lurch's intentions are good. He doesn't follow through, but I am proud of him. Oregon Brown. We're drinking some, these are a 10 barrel brewing. Yep. It's a variety pack. I got IPAs.
You would like the variety pack.
I love it.
Yeah, when they package those up, you're the person that they're selling those to.
It's true.
When I see it, I see that they have 3 of their good selling beers, then they put one poor seller in there. So
really? But I still like them.
Yeah, I know. It's like I always get stuck with one of the 4 that I just don't really care for.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I get the variety. I get the variety packs all the time, and I rarely get a beer that I don't. Maybe I'm just not as picky, but I like all the different flavors. It's also a surprise,
Yeah, I just don't think your palate's as sophisticated.
Maybe
as mine.
not. Maybe not. Maybe that's due to the overwhelming amount of beer you drink that you can't turn down. I knew that was coming. One for me. There you go. All right. So anyways, we hope you guys are drinking a beer or a drink of your choice.
If you're so
we podcasted earlier this week, and it was an evening podcast. Lurch got in the whiskey.
Yeah, that was fun. We hadn't done that in a long time, a night time. Or later in the night.
That's how we used to always do them.
Yeah, we used to have to always do them after work.
Yep. Or on the weekends, usually, right? Yeah, on the weekends usually.
And just we've been doing a lot during the day lately, and it just doesn't seem right to have a whiskey, at 11 a.m.
That's why I was glad it was Friday and it's 3:30, bro. I was like,
perfect time.
I'm in. I've had a long week, and we cranked it out today. Did a video and recorded something, and then
you got to mention it.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
But we've already been in the rabbit hole for a while here, so I figured we better get it started. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, Lurch, and I've told you guys that story before, he's getting better in his old age when we're on trips, summer trips, and he really has to make a decision each night on whether he's going to go with the bad guys or he's going to come with me back to the hotel and actually get some sleep. And in his defense, I know he's a poor decision maker, but but in his defense, he has made some good decisions this last year, especially. And he came back with me multiple times. One time, I was walking away from the group that was going to stay out and just rip it up and drink and stuff. And I'm walking back, and he was literally like a little kid in the middle. He's looking at them. I'm going to come. And then he looks back at them, and I'm like, Lurch, you make a decision. You got to make good decisions, dude. You're going to regret it in the morning. He looks back at the other group. He looks at me and he's like, just an hour. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see you later there, Lurch. Just an hour.
That must have been Huntington Beach.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. You know the story.
Yeah, a little slow the next day.
We love Lurch though. Hey, you can't have stories like that unless you got friends like that. Trust me, he's got plenty of stories about me too.
Gary Jackson is working, so having a beer at work is not in the cards.
Gary, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Gary in the chat. We got our patron members in here, our beloved patron members. I'm sorry, Gary, but thank you anyways for watching. Hey, guess what?
Bob Dawson just popped in.
We'll do it virtually, Gary. I'm going to have a sip of this, and you should, because this is virtual.
Oh, you should feel it and enjoy it.
You should feel the coldness on your lips and the beer on your palate. Let me know if that worked. Sorry. All right. We're going to start this frickin' thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my God. Hey, so here's the deal. Matt Lurch here has got some sort of new use. I don't know this story, so I'm excited. I'm so excited to hear this.
Yeah. So here's the deal. If you've ever wondered if a lurch shits in the woods, he does. I just got back into hunting here. In fact, I got my niece and her boyfriend wanted to learn how to go hunting, so I took them deer hunting last couple weekends. We're doing elk this weekend and next weekend. But if you're out there all day long, more than likely you're going to have to take a poo in the woods. Now, going back to when we first started testing the Dude wipes, we both really thought that the fragrance-free was kind of underwhelming.
Blah.
Kind of blah. And that's why, we talk about the fresh mint and how it feels cool on the butt and freshens you up, leaves your butt smelling like a breath mint.
And your taint.
But when you're hunting, you don't want to be walking around smelling like a breath mint. You want to be unscented.
Oh, yeah. So
I got some of the first day I used a mint one and went, this is probably not a good idea. I'm walking around smelling like a mint in the forest. Deer can probably smell that. You know what I mean? How
do you know the deer doesn't like mint?
I don't know.
Have you tested it?
I'm just thinking it's an odor.
You might draw. Dude, you could,
yeah, maybe. Maybe they do like mint. Maybe I should just be wiping myself down with the mints.
Hunting technique, bro.
Well, I can't verify whether they like mint or not anyways, but I did order some of the single use fragrance free for hunting, and they're my hunting pack. So if you've got the mints at home, but if you're a hunter and you want something that's fragrance free, order up some of those single use packs that are fragrance free, so you don't scare the deer away.
There you go.
Yeah.
lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-butt. That's fresh-butt. That's right. That's a legitimate link. No additional cost to you. Click through, make a purchase. We do get a small commission, and we appreciate everybody that's been buying the Dude wipes. That's a good use. Never thought of it, but I really think you should test the mint. Do you, speaking of deer and elk hunting, do you splash, cow urine?
No.
On you?
I do not.
You don't?
No. The estrus or the
is that a thing?
Well, yes.
I just feel like if I was hunting, I would
do it.
I would bathe in urine.
Well,
and some big bull would catch me while I wasn't paying attention and just rape me.
It's essentially it's urine from when a deer and elk is in heat, and so it's got all the pheromones and stuff, and it's supposed to be an attractant. But I'll tell you what, it stinks. You smell like elk piss. If you want to walk around and smell like elk piss, I guess you can. I found that.
Well, it's all about the hunt.
Yeah, but you can use a call. You can use a call and just call in the bull.
Sounds like a lot of work. I'd just rather bathe in urine.
Of course you would.
Just saying, bro.
Now, if you had
I think the dog is freaking going over the wire. It's okay. I think it's back.
Yeah, he did just go through underneath.
Effed our wide. Let me see if we got our wide feed. It's still there, but it was clipping in and out.
Oh, yeah,
and I saw in the feed, I saw him over the exact wire that he shouldn't be. So anyways, go ahead. What were you saying?
I said you could use calls instead of smelling like piss.
And then I said I'd rather bathe in urine, and then you were going to say something.
Well, if you're going to smell like urine, I guess you don't have to worry about your mint either. You just go with the mint and not worry about that.
That's true. That's true, dude. I'm telling you this. I haven't hunted in years. Used to hunt with my dad when I was young. I kind of lost a passion for it. Just, I don't know, for elk and deer hunting. I got too many other hobbies anyways. But anyways, if I ever do go, me and Lurch have talked, I'll just go like hike. I like, hiking and being outdoors, and I'm just not really into the whole, having to store it and prep it and haul it. I'll help you haul it.
I was going to say, if you're going up there, you're going to help haul it.
But here's the deal. If I do go with you, first thing in the morning when I get in the truck, I'm going to have fresh urine all over me, and just, we're going, dude. I'm telling you, it's either that or the mint, I'd
rather you smell like mint.
You got to draw them in somehow, dude. Okay. Enough of that noise, guys. We do have an actual motorcycle podcast for you today. At some point.
Yeah, we should probably get into something like that.
But let's, looks like Lurch put in here. Well, let's do this, and then we're going to do a voicemail. Want to ride longer? Tired of a sore and achy ass? To fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. Ty Fox, 20 years in the septic business. Do piss smell? Doe piss smells worse. Yeah. Thank you, Ty, and I appreciate that. That even makes me want to bathe in it more when I do go with Lurch, because I want him to just be pissed at me no pun intended, pissed at me all day. All right. So a lot of fun going on there in the chat, and looks like, I didn't even pull this up, Lurch. Let me pull this voicemail up for us. Stand by.
We love the voicemails. We get a lot of emails and messages on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, but we don't get as many voicemails. So please take the time. Send us one.
I agree. We really appreciate it.
Hi, Ryan.
Okay, hang on. Well, hi, whoever that is. Here we go. Is there any lead up to this, or are we just going with it?
This is an appreciation for our oil sumping video, and he was asking a question if it's an issue on the twin cam 103s.
Roger, let's do it.
Well, hopefully there's no phone
Hi,
number.
Ryan. I think I've been battling oil sumping. Thank you for the information. My name's Louis Kaminer. I crossed paths with you in a Honolulu airport, if you remember some years
I do,
ago.
bro.
Is that also true of the 103 2015 breakout? Thank you.
No, thank you very much for leaving that. So, voicemail, we love that. And just if it's a question or a thanks or a funny joke, guys, if you have funny jokes or you guys want to leave us a funny voicemail, we'll take anything. We don't care. It's entertaining and we appreciate it. So that's actually a decent question there. So you want me to answer it or you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
So oil sumping on that, don't worry about it. I still have a 14 with the 103. Me and Lurch
I got a 15.
He has a 15 high output, 103 high outputs, twin cam. To me, one of the best motors Harley ever made. I love that thing. It's had very little problems over the life of that motor. It was there for a long time. Tons of bike have it, and they just didn't have oil sumping issues or oil transfer issues of any kind with that. So the oil sumping and the oil transfer is specific to the Milwaukee 8 motors, especially pre-21. They fixed the oil. They put a new oil pump, I believe, in 21. I could be wrong, 20, 21. They finally admitted it was an issue, kind of. And so their new bikes, they put the
vent in.
Vent in. Well, new oil pump for the vents for the oil transfer. Right. New oil pump. They redesigned it, which you can get and retrofit your bike, but they're not going to do that for you. But if you buy a new Harley, they have a different oil pump on that Milwaukee 8 for a reason, because of that issue. So yeah, with that said, anything else about that, Lurch, or does that answer that question pretty good?
That answers that question.
lawabidingbiker.com/contact is how he did that. You can do that on your phone, your computer. You can leave a voicemail from either of those devices from anywhere in the world for free. And we would love to hear your beautiful voices right here on the platform. Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords, Lurch. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN Bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products.
Patron member Bob Dawson in the chat just saying he misses his 2015. His 2021 is sumping, and it's in the shop waiting for parts.
Yes. And here's the deal on that. Thanks, Bob, number one, for being in there. I saw Bob down at the dealership. I had my police, we had to get police bike parts, or so. We're in and out all the time for different reasons, but oil changes or whatnot, we have to have the dealership do the oil changes. But nonetheless, anyways, I talked to Bob, and I had asked him, because we thought one of our police bikes was sumping, which is a possibility. But anyways, it wasn't. We ended up finding out. We found ourselves that it was losing oil through a oil cooler line that we fixed. But nonetheless, I talked to Bob, and I was really interested. And I know the mechanic, the best mechanic at the dealership, the only certified Harley mechanic now. He does really good work. And I had talked to him pretty in depth about it. And Bob agreed once he gets this done, because it's been months, and trying to work with the mothership, and the mechanics are trying their hardest, and they have to do certain things to get the mothership to finally agree. And they're doing the top. I'm not going to say, Bob will say they're doing part of his motor. I forget exactly what Ray told me, but nonetheless, Bob's going to do a podcast on it.
Oh, good.
And I want to hear about, because I know it's probably been frustrating to him, and it's not all the dealership's fault at all. It's literally literally the mothership. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. So look forward to that episode, and I look forward. We'll have Bob over. Lurch will be here. We'll partake in a couple drinks and get Bob back in the hot seat.
Yeah, it's
here.
been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. And so, yeah, thanks for bringing that that up. Yeah, top end. They're doing the top end on Bob's bike, he says. So yeah, I'm looking forward. That'll be an episode right within itself and all he went through, and in case you're experiencing it and what he saw and how he knew about it and kind of how the ordeal that you're going to have to go through if that happens.
Yeah, he's saying
to you.
The entire top end.
Oh, the entire top end.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I remember now.
Wow.
They said, but they finally got him to agree to that. But it again, I'm not going to do the whole episode right here. It was painstaking what he's had to go through and the mechanics to try to get the mothership to buy off and warranty it. So yeah. Yeah, we could see if Ray wanted to come on that would be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah.
I don't know if he's a podcasting type.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to Ray. He's a little bit shy, but we'll see.
Yeah, he's a bit introverted, I think.
Wrong one, Lurch. I just wanted to freak people out. Did you hear
intro.
that?
Yeah.
I outroed an intro. I'm doing a little mixing here. I can add something else in too. Clapping, buzzer, drum. How about this? There we go. You guys didn't know. A little mixing.
You're action. A DJ.
I'm a DJ. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here, by listening. That's right. You're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
There you go, guys. Large and in charge. Oh, no, I already said that. See, I'm all screwed up. We do have just one question for. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
There you go, guys. Ryan Urlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast.
And your high-tech redneck.
I got all kinds of stuff going on here today, Lurch.
Hey, James Hawthorne says in the chat, late to the party, but hi from Northern California. No, perfect timing. We were just bullshitting for the last
but it was valid information. You'll need to go back after you watch it live and stay with us. Go back because there's some inside information you'll definitely want to know about Lurch.
Yes, absolutely.
And his lack of, what shall I call it? Self-control. Yes, he lacks self-control. So
I didn't just enjoy life, man.
I know, bro.
Why deny myself some of it?
If you were boring, wouldn't be any fun, dude.
It's true.
All the things. I could literally do episode after episode. The whole episode could be about fucking with you. You know what I mean?
Probably.
I'm such a jerk, dude. Oh, all right. But that's what good friends are for, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So we got an awesome episode for you guys here. So what we're going to dive into, it's been a long time coming, and you guys know we ride far, we ride often, and get this back up. And we've tested a lot of apps over the years as far as related to motorcycle riding, trip planning, and then things we use and things we've learned. We've used some, and they're no longer, we don't use them anymore because we didn't like them. So we've kind of got it dialed in. So mostly we're going to try to talk about a lot of the apps we use and why we use them and kind of the way we do business. And hopefully it'll be useful. And you guys can decide if that's going to be an app, that's going to work for you. Or maybe you were looking for an alternative for an app. What we're also curious about, as we get going, we got a little business to take care of and some other things. But as we get going, make sure you chat. This is a live video broadcast and chat with our beloved patron members. It's one of the many benefits you guys get. And even if, like I say, you didn't get it live, if you guys missed it, it's still in the back end of your patron accounts. You'll see all the chat that was there. You'll see the live video broadcast still. That's, again, just one of the many benefits. But in this chat, as we're talking about apps, let us know if there's a particular app or we're talking about one and you have experience with us, and we'll try to monitor that as much as we can. This is community driven, and there's just so many apps anymore in the App Store. I forget how many there are and there's a lot of junk too. And of course, everybody wants you on a subscription plan these days and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, this will be kind of a community-oriented podcast, but we're going to give the ones that we like. And if we have time at the end, we're going to give you some other ones that you should think about. And one of them I've actually used, I don't use anymore. And we'll just go from there. See if we can go 5 hours and make a record, do a 5-hour podcast.
No, I got things to do.
Yeah,
I can't do 5 hours.
It's not going to happen.
Speaking of technology, Terry McDonald says that thanks to Starlink, he's watching from the McMurdo, thank you, station in Antarctica.
Dude, awesome. How is it? Is it coming in smooth, or are we all choppy? Like, hang on, let me do it for Terry.
I think Starlink's pretty fast, if I remember right.
He's going to be like, it's coming in choppy. It's coming in really choppy. Yeah, there you go. All right. Enough of that noise. We have a new free video that Lurch wants to mention. Tell him about it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Harley finally released the police road glide. Must know info. The link is in the show notes for this episode.
All right.
It's a video you did on the new police road glide.
All right, guys, here's the deal.
Which has a road glide guy. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they're bringing it out.
Yes. I think it's cool. I'll be curious to see how many we see in the wild, as they adopt them, certain departments, you know what I mean? I'll be curious, really. I think it's going to take time. Reason is, I don't think many departments are going to drop the street glide just to go to that, but it'll be an option as they retire bikes. Like, now, which one do we want? So I think, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a trickle effect for the departments that go over to them. There you go. New free video, tons coming out. And guys, as of the time of this broadcast right here, if you can, get on social media, pass it around, subscribe to the Law Abiding Biker YouTube channel. Just tell people, subscribe, give them a link, whatever, because we're like 400 away, right, Lurch? You looked today or something?
We're like 475 away from getting to 200,000 subscribers.
Woo!
So make up some accounts or something.
Yeah, dude. Subscribe twice, whatever.
Get your kids subscribed.
Yeah, get your kids.
You
call
do.
your grandma.
Yeah.
Call your grandma's boyfriend, whatever you got to do. It's all in the interest of getting us to 200K. Not that it matters because it's a vanity metric, but it's still fun. And whoever thought we'd be there. But I guess we kind of deserve it because we've been doing this and we have never really taken a break in 10 freaking years. Still coming out. We're like at 350, 351 for podcasts on top of it. So yeah, I feel like we've kind of earned it. I hope so.
Yeah, this will be number 350.
Yeah, 350. Because I'm on a day off again. Every day's off I have, Lurch packs them. And so I work Monday through Thursday, and then all day today filming. Then I'll work on the weekend too. I'll do some family stuff too. But then I'm every chance I get, I got to edit video. And then Lurch has got me booked for Monday on my other day off. I have a 4-day weekend this week. So so we appreciate it, and definitely because of the community, but hopefully we put out enough good content, obviously, that people want to subscribe and listen to us and stuff like that. So they especially want to listen when I talk about Lurch. So anywho, we appreciate our sponsors up front, and believe it or not, we have no new patrons to thank this episode. So, but we do have more patrons coming on board. We just try to announce a certain amount per episode. So none there. So let's dive into the main topic. And I think, Lurch, the first one we're going to talk about is Harley Ride Planner.
Yeah, they're in no particular order. You feel free to bounce around as you want. I was just putting some of the ones we use most often.
Okay. With that said, I have done a whole episode. In fact, Lurch, I'm going back here. I had a point that I was going to make, but I lost. Oh, on that voicemail, that's what I was thinking of. The oil sumping info. We actually did a complete episode on oil sumping and on oil transfer. So let's go ahead as you look that up. Those were really popular episodes. We went in depth. If you have a Milwaukee 8, you're at all wondering if your bike's oil sumping or oil transfer, you'll want to listen to those episodes. As Lurch does that, I'm going to move down to the Harley Ride Planner. We've been running Harley Ride Planner for so many years. Of course, I have my very popular Harley Boombox videos, guys, which anybody who's been around Law Abiding Biker Media for any amount of time knows that those are some of our most popular videos. It's all found over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. All one word, just /Harley Boombox. 3 videos over there. The first one is all about how to get up and running with the boombox. We have one for the new boombox too, the GTS unit that come on 19 and newer. We got you covered no matter what. There's 4 videos over there. One for the older boombox, one for the newer boombox, and then we've got one how to update maps and software and all your GPS maps and all that. And then there's another one specifically on Harley Davidson Ride Planner. And I updated it when they changed this. They made major changes to the software a couple years ago. Anyways, again, it's all over there. So this obviously is not a podcast about, how to use Ride Planner or anything like that. I just generally want to say we still use it. So when we go on our summer trips, our long rides, I am still using Harley Ride Planner. Now, Harley Ride Planner has a desktop. It's not an application. It's a web-based application. And then they also have their smartphone app, and they talk to each other. So if you plan a ride online, you can put it on your iPhone or Android, whatever you want. And then like I have on my bike, we upgraded to the new GTS boombox, and I can pass it from my phone to the thing, to the boombox, or I can download it on thumb drive, upload it. Nonetheless, it is still very valid. I always like, redundancy when I'm going, especially street riding. I like redundancy, but I also like it, especially on adventure riding. So if we specifically talk about street riding, so what I'll do right now, and I've used some others in the past, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing right now. So I'll plan it all on Harley Ride Planner boombox system. I'll get it uploaded. Now, I really like it on there, and for a lot of reasons. It's, obviously satellite, and it's always running in the background. And I'm good enough with Ride Planner. If you watch our tutorial video, you can get away with getting rid of some of the problems if you're not completely familiar with it, like the little spur roads like you did with the Indian thing. So you can minimize. It's not perfect. I'll tell you, no matter what we talk about here, none of them are perfect. And I found glitches in all of them. It's software, and it changes and it updates, and there's versions. And so don't think any of these is perfect. That's why I like redundancy. So Harley Ride Planner, it's awesome, and it's gotten better over the years. Yes, it has glitches, like I just said. So I'll get it up on Harley Ride Planner, and I'm kind of running that on my boombox on these long trips in the background all the time, just so it's there. And I can zoom in, like I'm doing videos and documentaries, and so we'll go through a small city, and I don't know what the city is. It just gives me the ability to zoom in real quick, and I'll get the city name. I'll motovlog it, so when I'm in edit a year later, I know what city we're going through, and it just helps me. I can kind of see where we're at. I can see where the state lines are because you can zoom out, and I can zoom in, and there's always a line where we're going. I use it a lot for that. Most of the time, it's pretty good on turn by turn. I don't have huge issues with that, but it has screwed up. Like I say, it's gotten better over the years. So, you have anything before I talk about redundancy a little bit further on Harley Ride Planner? So I usually send the maps out to you guys, right?
Yeah, you're definitely the power user. Because I think more than anything, because you made the video and had to really educate yourself on it, and you use it a lot. I was lucky enough just to join in the group and ride along, and I don't necessarily. I'm getting better with it, but I don't have the same skill level as you do with it. But as far as using it, I find it fairly easy to use. I do remember the first time that I used it. I didn't select the first waypoint for the day, and so it kept trying to take me back to the hotel.
That is one of the glitches.
Like an hour until I could finally ask you how to get past that glitch.
Yes,
because she was just constantly telling me turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around.
Yep, I remember when Ride Planner first came out. You guys might remember this, or I talked about it, but Ride Planner in some ways was better when it first came out, and then they've tried to update it. But long story short, it used to be like back in the day, like we're talking 15, 16, 17, you could literally put it in your Ride Planner, and then you could go on the ride, and you didn't have to restart it. Like the next day, it would just pick up where it went, and it would pick up the next day, and you didn't have to. Now, and it's been this way for years, you just got to know, again, my video is going to show you how to do all this. You just got to know that it's going to come up each day. You got to find that day. Sometimes it mixes the locations up, but why it works so good for us is each day when we come out to the bike and we're going to go, I just find, okay, I know we're going to Portland, Oregon. I'm just going to use that. I don't really want to go to Portland. Let's use something else. Where should we use?
You want to go to Bend, Oregon.
There you go. Bend, Oregon.
Sun River, Oregon.
Sun River. There you go. And I just find that regardless if it's mixed up, and you're going to have tons of listings depending on your waypoints, and it's going to separate them into like day 1, day 2, day 3. I just go in, I find the one that I need, make sure it's not mixed up, and you click on it and you hit go. It's going to take you to that next waypoint. And then if you stop for lunch, it'll usually pick back up from there, but sometimes you have to manually just know, okay, now we're going from Bend, Oregon, lunch, Sun River, and we're going to ride to Klamath Falls, Idaho, or whatever. And
make sure you pick the next waypoint.
Pick the next waypoint, and it's pretty spotless, or seamless, I should say, if you do that. But you just have to know that's one of the workarounds. we're going to talk about Indian. Is it in here? Ride Command.
Yep.
It's very similar problems. So I don't know what it is with that, but it just is what it is. But if you follow my video and do all that stuff, you can find ride planners pretty good. Gary Jackson in chat says, I like Ride Planner and also back up my routes with Google Maps. Interesting. I want to get to that point real quick.
One of the things about Ride Planner, especially if you're riding with a group of guys that have the boom box and if everybody's got a Harley, you got the boom box, one guy
makes the map.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
And then you send it out and then everybody's got the same map in their bike.
Because if you use Google Maps and use Ride Planner and you're riding with a group and somebody in the back has mapped it in with Google Maps and the other guy's got Ride Planner, it can take you on two different turns. You're going to get to the same place, but now the whole group is effed up. So, which we kind of have a thing in our group is if Popeye usually is up lead and he's one of them, no matter what mine says, sometimes I have caught him and I'll call him. We have headsets and I'll call him and say, hey bro, I'm thinking that was the turn back there. And sometimes he'll agree and then we'll zoom in and go, yeah, we missed the turn. But nonetheless, I follow him.
Yeah.
It's okay to make a mistake.
Yep.
You got to be brave to be a leader. And especially in a motorcycle group, but we all know we don't dog anybody. We know you're going to make wrong turns on trips, but if you all stay together, it's okay to make a mistake. You'll stop, you'll regroup, you'll reroute, and you'll get back on track.
Then you have a good laugh about it later on.
And you'll have a good laugh
We talked about it in the Minnesota trip that we kept going in circles because they were doing construction. They'd taken out a bridge. So we just kept going round and round.
Yeah.
Round.
Oh, that's right.
You called him and then I called him. He's like,
but we never tease him.
I said, dude, I'm not mad. I just was making sure everything's all right.
Right.
Do you need anything?
Yeah. He was getting pissed.
Yeah.
Not at us, but yeah. He knows we don't. I've led before. And so I never dog anybody who's leading and makes a wrong turn because it is a big responsibility when you're leading that group of guys. Interesting, Gary, do me a favor. I'm going to talk about my redundancy, the way I do it, but you made a statement here. I like Ride Planner and also back up my routes with Google Maps. What do you mean by back up your routes with Google Maps? If you could explain that a little bit, and then we'll get that in a second. So my redundancy right now, we do use Google Maps too, but here's what we do. Here's how we use Google Maps is it's definitely used during our trips, but it would be more like where we would pop up Google Maps is like in the morning. I want to go to Starbucks and I want to work on some video and upload it to hard drives. I'll grab a quick Google map of the nearest Starbucks and I'll use that just to get there. Cause it's not, a lot of that stuff isn't incorporated. We need to run to the store and get something. Or we have done it where, the Ride Planner, the problem on the phone, it's a little better. You can zoom in and you get to do the pinch and zoom and all that. It's a lot quicker. But if we're in an area and we want to see a certain road or see if there's a better route to take around, or we get, we just want to do something different, we'll get the Google Maps out because it's so quick and we can really zoom in satellite view and you can move stuff around. So Google Maps definitely has its place and we do use that. For redundancy, we're going to move into the next app that I'm a big fan of. I've used it for quite a few years and I know I kind of used it from its infancy, if you will, when it wasn't that great, but it had potential. Well, if you didn't know, Revzilla Komodo Holdings, which owns JP Cycles, Cycle Gear, and Revzilla now, well, they bought Rever. And I think it was a good move because since they bought it, Rever was getting good and it was getting better all the time. But since they dumped a bunch of money into it, I know they did with developers. And so Rever has become just awesome. I think now I can truly say out of all the ones I use, which we're going to talk about, Rever's the best as far as the way it works and what it has to offer. It is a subscription-based model, but it's not all that crazy. And they've got social built into it. You guys know when you become a member, patron member, one of the benefits you get is if you want to sign up, and Lurch monitors that, and he'll accept you into the Rever group. And you can basically share your rides and, that kind of thing.
I'm going to make sure there's none pending.
I checked about a week ago, but or 2 weeks ago.
I used to be, I was on that stuff.
Dude, that's one of the checkoff things when a new patron signs up.
Okay. Oh, I know. Yeah. But I have to go in there, remember to go in daily and look to see if anybody's,
yeah, right,
signed up and then allow them in. And
I got you.
With running the store also right now, I don't check it as often as I used to. So I'm trying to make sure to be good with it and check it daily.
No worries. So Rever, That's the one I use for redundancy. The thing I like about Rever, if you guys don't remember too, Ride Planner now can be used for off-road. They've got an off-road tab up there, and so you can use it for adventure riding. When the Pan America came out, they made an off-road so you can do a lot more waypoint click and go where you want. I haven't used that a lot because I don't have a Pan America. When I'm riding adventure off-road, it's definitely Rever is my go-to. My redundancy on my adventure bike is a Garmin GPS unit. So I have that going. And honestly, if you download the maps in the background on Rever, I prefer to use it. Garmin's are very clunky. But the thing about the Garmin is it is satellite based. I can do emergency SOS on it. If somebody gets hurt, it has some other things, but for just maps, I'll have my GPS unit up there, my Garmin, and then I have Rever going too. And that's my redundancy for adventure riding. But Rever, like I said, it's amazing. We used it this year. We went to an adventure rally to Touratech, and I did a video on that. I test rode again the Pan America and did a video on that on the YouTube channel. But when we were up there, I had my KLR, and I will say that Rever was doing really, really good. But while they were up there, it was doing routes backwards. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like, that's why I have redundancy. So I had Rever, and I actually just followed the route backwards. I could see the line. I could see that I was going backwards, but so I was more visualizing it. We did route by line instead, right? The turn by turn was trying to do us backwards, but when you go just view route by line, which means it's not turn by turn, but you can view your route so you can see where you're turning and stuff. So it has glitches too, but by far, and they've got Butler maps in there. If you're not familiar with Butler maps, I mean, Rever, if all these died, I would want Rever. If I had one choice to use the rest of my life as it is, I would use Rever.
Podcast's over. All right.
Done. We're done. We're out of here. Let's get out of here, dude.
I was going to ask
we're not just talking about map updates, though.
No, we're talking about other apps too.
Yeah, we got a lot of apps coming.
I was going to ask you at the end, if you can only have one, what would you have?
There you go.
There you go.
Now you know. The smartphone app is amazing. The interface and the UI, it's got an online web-based version. The planning is super intuitive. I haven't done a video. I should do a video. It's been on the long list, so I don't know, a complete tutorial on Rever and planning, because I've learned a lot.
I think that'd be very, very valuable.
Yeah, I do too. There's a lot of tips and tricks that would really help you speed up your planning in Rever. But anyways, that's my back. The thing about Rever is most of the time, so what I do is I do it on Ride Planner, then I download that GPX file, and then I upload that into Rever. It'll accept a GPX file. Usually it's close. You still have to go through, and I'll have to adjust certain things and zoom in.
Yeah.
It doesn't, none of the platforms, I've tried taking Ride Planners to Ride Command with Indian and Rever and import it into Ride Planner. They all don't talk perfectly together. Some are better than others. I did find that Rever reads Harley Ride Planner pretty damn good, but you'll definitely want to zoom in, make sure of your turns, and make sure everything looks legit. Don't just trust that those GPX files are going to communicate properly, because you got different software talking to different software, and that's never a great thing. So just be aware of that. Did Gary Jackson answer my question?
He did. He says, I have Google Maps on my phone in the biker gripper. Thank you. The best place to put it.
One for Gary.
And use Google Maps or to double check or follow along my planned route. I have had Ride Planner take me down the wrong route before, and Google saved my ass.
Okay. I'm going to make sense of this. So Google on his phone, use Google Maps to double check or follow along my ride plan route. So are you just visually looking at Google Maps and know where you go? Because is that...
Well, it sounds like just follow along, make sure.
Because you can't upload, to my knowledge, a GPX file from Ride Planner into Google Maps.
No, but you can just have it up on the phone.
So that's what he's saying.
Running.
I see.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm understanding from Gary is that he must generally know where he's going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Ride Planner is going to give you turn by turn, but he knows enough that if something looks amiss on Google Maps, I guess, that he knows that there's a road. So if I'm explaining that wrong, Gary, let me know. Because I'm interested in that.
Whereas you're talking about your backup is you have two different routes.
Right, because I wouldn't know. Like me personally, if I had Google Maps up there and I'm riding to Minnesota, dude, I could look at that phone all day. Unless I know the roads that I'm taking next, I wouldn't know where to look. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I only know what Ride Planner's telling me, and then if I have Rever up, and I only pull Rever up, I don't actually run both all the time. I'll be listening to music on my phone only if Google Maps seems like it makes a mistake or something doesn't look right. I'll pull up Rever and hit go start to cross check, or if something's weird or I think pop up, you know how you get that feeling or Ride Planner's telling you to turn or something. You're like, that's weird. And so I'll pull up Rever as my redundancy just to get in, but I don't actually have it running all the time. So yeah, Gary, whatever you can do, I'm probably horribly just screwing up what you're trying to convey there. But I am curious about the backup as far as that goes. If there's a way or something I'm not aware of where you can upload a GPX file into Google Maps. Google Maps, the other thing, some guys have commented on my videos. They're like, well, I plan on Google Maps. Well, good luck with that. If you're just going from here to Minnesota and you're staying on the freeway, the reason these Ride Planner apps exist is because you can do it. Google Maps is going to take you only a couple ways, and you can drag routes around. I have. It's
not as easy.
It's not as easy. Sometimes you don't get the options you want. Again, it's free, and that's just the way it is. And it's not specifically designed. Google Maps for me is really good for, hey, where's the closest Starbucks? Hey, where's the,
to get you
where's
to a
location? Steakhouse?
Yeah. You're not so concerned about the ride.
Right.
With the Ride Planner and Rever and others, you're picking the ride. You're going on the curvy roads and, the scenic roads and not just getting to the destination.
Exactly. So, so that's why I always steer away from Google Maps for actually planning detailed rides and routes. It's nice in Rever because it's got Butler maps and it's got the good roads, the curvy roads, they're color coded, like you can do layers. It's amazing. If you're not using Rever, and I have no affiliation with them, by the way, we are going to put some links in the show notes. And I think I have some affiliate for app stuff, but we'll have to look into that. Anyways, I think Rever's only going to get better. The reason I say that is Komodo Holdings bought it and they've got a shit ton of money because they pretty much own all motorcycle stores online except us. And
if they got enough money, maybe they can have us too. I don't know.
Make me an offer. Yeah.
It's got to be a lot.
It got to be a lot. So
we need to be able to retire on it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're not wanting to do that. We enjoy running a store and we enjoy helping bikers. We're not doing it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Never got into it.
A lot of people say that and I'm like, you know what? That's not why I'm doing this. Right. And so you sell and then sit on your ass and be bored, you know? Guess. Yeah, no, that's not me. I can't do that. So anyways,
Gary answered your question.
Yes.
He says, I program into Google Maps where I'm going according to the Ride Planner. So yes, regarding Google, I know where I'm going each day. I don't plan a ride with Google Maps. It's hard to save them.
Okay. So, and if I'm reading that right, so he's doing more direct routes with Google Maps, right? Because it says I program into Google where I'm going.
According to the Ride Planner.
According to the Ride Planner. Okay. Does that make sense? I mean, it does.
Yeah.
I guess my point is Google Maps, if you say I'm going from here to here this day, it's going to tell you the route to take, right?
Yeah.
I mean, within reason, you can drag things around if you're on desktop. You can't on mobile. So I guess, yes, if you're taking specific routes or maybe that's just a backup route. If Ride Planner gets off, at least it'll get him there. Again, it's hard. I should have just called Gary. Might have been easier just get him on the podcast. Have him. I'm sorry, Gary. I'm slow, but I get it. Maybe that's the deal is, you do Ride Planner and then you have destination on Google Maps. That way, if Ride Planner throws you a rye and you start seeing that you're going way off track, you can at least go follow Google Maps. It'll at least get you to destination. Maybe not the route you wanted to take, but it gets you there. It'll get you there the fastest route. That's for sure. So, all right. If there's anything more on that, Gary, feel free. If you want to call me a dumbass and I don't listen very well or read very well, that's fine too. Won't be the first time. All right. So moving down, we talked about Google Maps. We talked about Rever. So I'll do this in route, guys. So for a lot of years, I would have told you, especially before Rever was bought out, I definitely would have told you in route was the best. Now I did a video on, I think it was comparing in route, Ride Planner, Ride Command. I did one more in there. And Rever. I think Rever was in there. Yes, it was. And that's when Rever wasn't nearly the app it is to date. And so Lurch will try to get you that link. We'll put it in the show notes. But it compares all four of these planning apps.
Yeah, it's lawabidingbiker.com/motorcycle-trip-planning-apps.
He'll put it in the show notes. lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is. Yep. And I did a YouTube video. You could go search the YouTube channel and you'll find that video, trip planning apps or whatever. But anyways, back to InRoute. So I used it for years and it was pretty robust. And it had the interface was a little bit older. It was like what you would expect to see from like Rever, which is so beautiful, but it worked and it worked really well. And I would say probably 3 years in a row, that was my redundancy was InRoute. InRoute still as valid as it's ever been. It has a really cool, instead of web-based, it has a Mac desktop application. So it's literally program on your computer. It never glitches. It works really well. I never had it give me a wrong turn. I never had it screw me up. It never reversed around. It was so robust, and it still is amazing. It is just a little bit older UI as far as the look and the feel of it, but it works. It's amazing. You can download maps offline, so you don't have to have cell service. Just like Rever, same thing. Google Maps, you can do the same. So don't steer away from InRoute. I would say check out Rever, check out InRoute, decide which one you like best. But I got rid of InRoute just because I can only pay for so many subscriptions, and if I'm not using one, once Rever got so good, I just went to Rever. But make no mistake about it. If you like InRoute, it's INROUTE. All this is going to be in the show notes. So if you're listening, you're driving, you're doing something you can't write, don't worry about it. Lurch is going to do very detailed notes of everything we talked about here today and all the apps mentioned. So yeah, and InRoute, same thing. You can download GPX files. You can upload. I found it talk to Ride Planner pretty good, but I would have to make, I specifically remember riding through Oregon around Diamond Lake and all that, Crater Lake. I did not want to talk to Ride Planner, so I had to go back in and manually move things around. But again, that's common. That's not specific to InRoute. That's just the way it goes when you're cross-platforming GPX files.
Does InRoute work with Android or just Apple?
Good question.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about that, but we will find out.
I'll get the answer.
Because I don't use PC. I do at work, but everything here at the business is Mac and Apple. So we will find that out. I hope so, because it's a good app. So let's do this real quick, guys. Lurch, you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Bikeaholics. I was looking up that answer.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? 3D has a product you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years of experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero and Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@03d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us and head on over to Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of 3D products.
All right, so we're going to talk about Ride Command next. Now, if you guys didn't know, I think most of you probably do if you follow. Oh, by the way, as the time of this podcast, the date, which is October 27th, a lot of you are going to hear this a lot later, but all of you here live and in the back of your patron accounts, I still have the Indian Pursuit.
I don't know when they're going to get that
I
back.
rode it this morning, 30 degrees out, but I rode it because me and Lurch had to meet. We had to get some planning, some pre-planning and scripting for a video that we did. And so, yeah, they're still letting me keep it. And I'm learning more and more about it each day. And riding in 30 degrees taught me a couple things about it, which I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole here. But hopefully at some point on a podcast, I'll do an update, Lurch, on some of the even more things that I learned having it even longer term than the original 3 weeks. But still have it, and it's I'm riding the heck out of it because it's a free bike, and they're leaving it here. So I figured, why put miles on my bike? I'll put miles on that Indian. So there you go. So the Indian Ride Command, I used it before. It's in my app, the 4-app back-to-back showdown, so to speak. And I used it again when I got the Indian. In fact, if you look at the Indian review video of that Indian Pursuit I reviewed on YouTube, that video is still doing really good. And lots of comments. We appreciate all the views on that. But I used it in that video because we planned a ride. We really wanted to test this bike, and we went over by Lake Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Spokane, Washington, all that kind of stuff. Indian Ride Command, I actually talk about it in the beginning of that video, so I encourage you to watch it, the video, and the very beginning of it, there's probably a minute section where I say the pros and cons and what I learned and what works and what doesn't. It has glitches, just like Ride Planner. It has some different issues, but nonetheless, it does have issues. But I will say, for a free online tool, it's pretty good. Just don't trust it. We found out too much. You can definitely trust Ride Planner for the most part. I know Gary says it has screwed us before, which is why I have redundancy, but it's less these days, especially if you pick the right waypoints in the mornings and stuff, you can get around some of it. But Indian Ride Command, definitely at the time we tested it, it was completely screwing up the ride from how I planned it online to how it was in the boombox. Interestingly enough, the Ride Command app on your smartphone, although it was the same exact plan because they talk to each other, the phone was right. So I just had to not rely on the Ride Command unit and look at my phone instead. So anyways, I'll say that's about it with Ride Command. It does have a cool 3D flyover if you're into that. It's not a huge deal to me. I don't know how many times guys watch their 3D flyover, their entire route. It follows it and it's 3D. I mean, it's cool for about 10 seconds. And then I'm like, Rever does it too. It's cool. It's not something I'm really going to use. You know what I'm talking about, Lurch? It's just like, literally just, you can just sit there and watch a little.
Like an animation of your trip.
Yeah. It's like, okay. All right. But it's cool. It's cool. Maybe some guys are into that. I'm okay with that. All right. So that's it about Ride Command. It is free. Obviously it's supposed to work with the Ride Command unit I would just cross-reference it. I also had it on Rever. I wanted to test the Indian Ride Command smartphone app. So I had triple redundance. That would be, twice backup, so to speak. I had the Ride Command unit itself, head unit. I had the app up on my phone, but then I did have to refer to Rever a couple times to cross-check both of those, especially because I wasn't completely trusting of Ride Command because I hadn't dealt with it very much. And Rever it was always right on. Like I said previously, it worked really well.
InRoute is just for Apple.
Okay. I wanted to say that, but I couldn't remember. So, yep, there you go. And it's optimized. Yeah.
Yeah. Phone, desktop, like you mentioned, or, CarPlay.
There you go. That answers that question. Thanks for looking that up.
Yeah, you betcha.
We already talked about Google Maps. It is what it is. It's public. It's free. And it'll get you from point A to point B, and it'll do some other things, and great for searching restaurants and coffee and Starbucks and everything, but I would not use it as a trip planning application. It would be my last choice, unless you're just like we say, if you don't give a shit, I need to get to New York from Washington State, type it in, hit the fucking freeway and head east, because that's the way it's going to take you, and you're going to be riding at 90 miles an hour for 10 days. But it's not going to take you on anything scenic or anything like that. That just is what it is. You can switch routes a little bit in it. Like I say, it does have some capabilities, but you're going to be limited. It doesn't let you drag everywhere you want. It just kind of has some issues there. It really wasn't for trip planning. It was for what we said it's for, talking into your phone. Hey, Siri, take me to the nearest Starbucks, and it will take you there. Speaking of Google Maps, stop me at any time, Lurch.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
If you have something to say.
I don't at the moment.
Okay, all right. Lurch has nothing to say.
I'm producing the podcast over here. You keep interrupting me while I'm typing.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I know, dude. What are you looking at now?
Don't worry, you'll get to it when you say it.
All right. So the next one I'm going to talk about, since we're on Google Maps, is I'm going to talk about Waze. So Waze is owned, if you didn't know, it's owned. It was bought up by Google Maps, and it's WAZE. So this app, definitely not a trip planning app. It's based on Google Maps. It's feeding from Google Maps. And what Waze is really good for, and the way I use Waze, I really encourage, it's a fun app. Oftentimes when I'm in the car, I'll use Waze, especially If I'm taking the family somewhere, we're not looking for a scenic route. I'm doing Google Map style. I'm like, get me to Boise, Idaho, get me to here. And we don't give a shit what we see. We just want fastest route because it's all about the destination. I'm with the fam. So I'll use Waze. You can navigate with it. Like I said, you can tell it where you want to go and you can navigate with it. And it works really well. It works as expected. Yeah. Lurch is making a beer run for us while I'm talking. But Waze is really good and it's really clean and it's a fun interface. It's got a great UI. It does some other things too. Like you can have it alert you, like you can connect your calendar to it. So if you put a calendar, I got to be to this interview at this location at this time, it'll be in your calendar and it integrates in your Google Calendar. It integrates in a different ways. I don't use it for any of that. What I use it for specifically is it's really good for like knowing where things are. So it's a Waze community and basically it works really good on the boombox. In fact, I use it on that and with Apple CarPlay, if you have Apple CarPlay up, like the new boombox GTS, so you can bring Waze has a CarPlay app. It mirrors over, so to speak. And it's really good for a lot of times if there's hazards in the roads, I'll get in there because I'm a Waze in that community. And you can hit that there. It gives you different options. Like, is it road construction? Is it debris in the road? Is it a disabled vehicle? Is the vehicle on the road? Is it on the shoulder? Is it construction? Is it an accident? And all that kind of stuff. And so I can be part of that community and type that stuff in. By doing that, I also get back all the other community. It's all community driven. And so everybody else traveling, you can see other on the freeway. You can see other little icons of other Wazers, so to speak, that are on the Wazers. I made up that word. I don't even know if that's called. Okay, yeah, me and my daughter call them Wazers. Hey, there's another Wazer.
You may have started something.
We may have.
I've never heard that before.
Maybe legit. I own the rights to that. Google didn't know. But you can do all that stuff. And the biggest thing is you get the benefits of that community driven thing, police ahead, things like that, fire trucks, whatever. And you get all the benefit of that. And so I'll see that, there's traffic's held up ahead. There's a disabled vehicle. There's debris in the road ahead. It's a safety thing. I'm kind of in and out of Waze when I'm in the car, I leave it on. But in the motorcycle, I'm running so many apps and I'm running Ride Planner. Usually if I see traffic start getting backed up or there is some big tire debris in the road or something, I'll just open Waze real quick. I'll tag it and then get out, or I'll open it. The nice thing about Waze is we were going to Boise to visit my daughter and who's going to college down there at Boise State. And it's like real time. So it basically recognized based on other Wazers inputting information that there was a big freeway backup accident ahead. And it literally popped up on my screen and say, hey, guess what? I've got a better route for you to get around this accident. You want to do it? Yeah. I said, yep. And it took me right around it. We got back on the freeway and I didn't hands-free, didn't have to do anything. So if I do know something where traffic's backed up, I'll pull that up and then it can take us a different route and I can call Popeye or whatever and say, hey, take the next exit. There's a faster route around this. So really that's the way I implement Waze. It's in and out. I don't have it running all the time. You can only run so many apps, but I'd encourage you, check out Waze if you haven't checked it. We have any community members jumping up with apps or any input?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, Gary said, now you got it. LOL. Okay, good. So I did explain it right. Thank you. And he did say InRoute only works with Apple or iOS to connect. So there you go. Nice thing about InRoute, Rever and InRoute and Ride Command, and those actually work through Apple CarPlay. So you can mirror them. So if you're using Apple CarPlay, you want Rever right up on your screen, just like Apple Maps, then you can do that. Speaking of Google Maps, I do use Apple Maps too. I'm back and forth with Apple Maps and Google Maps. It depends. I have no real rhyme or reason why I do what I do. It's just sometimes I scroll down and I type maps and I pick Apple Maps, and sometimes I pick Google Maps. They both really do the same thing. Apple Maps will in time be better, especially the aesthetics. Like everything Apple, it's just perfection and beautiful when they do it. But I won't say it's perfection right now. Apple Maps has been catching up over the years. And so if you didn't know, Google's been doing this for a long, long time. Yeah. So Apple Maps is still, especially in big cities and stuff, it's pretty good. But you get kind of out and about. They're still, I saw their cars running around our town the other day, Lurch Apple Map cars, just like the Google cars. Uh-huh.
I use Google Maps right now over Apple Maps. I start when I first got the iPhone. In general,
you should try it in big cities. It's amazing.
Yeah, I did when I first got my iPhone. I can't remember my iPhone 4 or 5 or whatever when I first started.
No, that's not good.
I used it back then, and I've gone away from it. I went to Google Maps because it was better, and I just haven't gone back to Apple Maps to see if it's gotten better.
Yeah.
So I'll have to play with it.
Night and day.
Yeah,
night and day. It's only by the day, right? The more data they collect, but they've got a lot of stuff where you can do like the aesthetics of it and the way you can do the buildings. The nice thing about like Apple Maps my wife likes is, especially, don't use it in rural, it's really good in the bigger cities because that's where they focused at first. And they've been doing it a lot of years now. It is expanding, but no, it is not perfect, especially outside of those big cities. But the nice thing about it, this is just one thing. You know how Google Maps, you're always using it and you're like, you're looking at it, you're like, there's a light coming up. Is it right there or is it the intersection after it? You know what I'm talking about? And you're like, fuck. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's this one. And you slam on the brakes because there's no warning. Apple Maps will literally tell you, turn right. Do not take the next light right. It's the next intersection after this light, turn right. So you listen to it and you can literally, it's little Apple things like that they are, that they're putting in there. So it's really nice for stuff like that. But
I've pushed it all the way to the back of my, I got like
definitely
in here in the
if
closet.
you go traveling with the wife and you're going to big cities, dude, you'll realize how much more polished it is. But Google Maps is solid and it's still, and they've just been doing it so much longer. I forget how many years Apple has been doing that, but Apple is dumping a ton of money into it. They have over the years. So in time, the rural areas are going to get better too, with directions. There you go. So I don't know. I don't really have any rhyme or reason, if it's a big city, which I use, but definitely smaller cities and rural areas, Google Maps is my go-to for that kind of activity if I just want to get to a place. All right. Whew. We got a lot. Yeah. Let's do this real quick, Lurch. Let's do this. We're going to get, we're kind of going to get out of maps here and start doing some of the other apps that we are using during our trips, and we'll kind of give you why and the ones we like and all that kind of stuff. So here we go.
Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? A Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father and son team designed something really special you can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use a Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. lawabidingbiker.com/store.
There you go, Lurch. I just want to say, I really appreciate the fresh beer that you got in front of me. Yeah, no problem, bud. Because I was getting low.
Well, I figured you might be.
I was only going to have one, but twist my arm, Lurch.
Okay, so you can give in too, huh?
That was a tough sell, by the way, bro.
All right. I didn't even ask you. I just grabbed you one.
You did. You just grabbed. No, and I really actually wouldn't have had one. But in the interest of not wasting beer, now that it's open, that's the only reason. I don't even want it. I mean, it looks gross.
Well, you can't waste it now.
I literally, just the way I grew up, it's put in front of me. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to drink it. I don't want to offend you, either. So,
yeah.
All right.
Gary said Google sucks in rural areas. It'll take you down a 2-track cow trail if you let it.
Nice. Okay.
That's true.
Google's got its issues too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, even out in my neck of the woods, for the longest time, it had my street labeled as the wrong street, so people would go to the one street up.
Oh, no shit.
So I always had to tell them, if you're using Google Maps, don't follow it. It's going to take it. Yeah.
Is it fixed now?
Yeah, it is now. Okay. But it took years.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Nothing's perfect. Redundancy. I started the episode out with that. Maps redundancy, guys. All right. Do you want to talk about, I'm talking a lot. I'm pretty versed with the map stuff. I'm still very versed with these, but in the interest of getting you on the mic, dude, here, what do you want me to do? You tell me. What do you want to do? We're
going to go into a couple of different weather apps. And for a long time, I just used the Apple app.
Which the new one, the weather app. iOS 17 is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hold on to that.
Yeah, sorry.
But then you turned me on to Dark Sky, which got bought out by Carrot Weather, right?
By Apple.
By Apple.
Right.
So you turned me on to one called Carrot, Carrot, Carrot Weather. And one of the things that's very entertaining about the Carrot app is you could set the settings to as sarcastic as you would like the app to get. So when you open it up, she says some funny different things to me. So right now I'm opening it up and it says,
well, hang on. I can do it.
Oh, you can do it. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was turning the volume up. I didn't know it was playing iTunes in the background, but here we go. We don't know what she's going to say. Here we go.
Hatching weather. Don't let the sunshine brighten your day. You're about to get terrible news.
Random. Let's do it again.
They say there's nothing new under the sun, but they haven't heard about the novel way I just thought up to torture you. Ra, Apollo, Yellow Bernie Skyball. The sun goes by many names.
It's just random. Total random.
Mine says, did you see the sun out? I'm guessing you didn't because I didn't get a fucking thank you card yet. I've got mine set to the
and
most
it says
explicit.
F you, and then it's got, so do I.
Yeah.
But then it still puts asterisks, right?
No.
Oh, I have mine set to the whole thing too. Okay. Interesting. It usually puts asterisks for mine.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, go on.
But it's a very accurate
Childish
weather app. I guess you'd call it like a micro weather. It's very accurate and
it's got so many features.
Very customizable. You
Oh
can
my
change
God.
the display and the widgets and what you want to look at, what data points you want.
Radar forecast.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So like I have mine set up, especially right now with hunting, to have the sunrise and sunset on it, humidity, wind gusts, all kinds of stuff. Very, very user friendly, very entertaining, and I can't remember what it cost. There was
pretty
a little
cheap.
bit
It's
of
like
$3.99 or something like that.
A year, like $7.
Yeah.
I think I paid for the year like $8 or something a year.
Yeah, so there is a cost to it, but I found that one to be just as good as the dark sky.
Yep. Yeah, definitely recommend. I've tried so many weather apps. If you guys have any, toss them out. But I'm telling you, I fought with weather apps forever, and some of them had information on this. Literally, there's nothing missing, especially because it's customizable, what you want to see, where you want to see it. Wind for drone flying, you can get wind and wind, gusts by locations. Sky's the limit with it. And it's, of course, accurate. And
I used to use the Weather Channel app.
my wife uses that.
And it was
it's
okay.
very clunky.
Yeah.
Considering it's the Weather Channel. I don't know. What did you think about it?
Well, when I was unaware of something as seamless and flawless as carrot weather, I thought it was fine.
Right.
But it just, once my eyes were open to see that you could see much more detail and information in other apps, I went away from it and deleted it.
Okay. Yeah, my wife still swears by that one, but whatever. I like the user interface and I like clean apps. But yeah, you get what you pay for, right? A lot of these we've mentioned,
true,
Rever,
true.
En route costs, but Indian Ride Command, Google Maps, Apple Maps, Waze, Hardy Ride Planner, those are all free. So
it does seem like the apps that you pay for, even if it's just $8 a year, it seems like they work better.
Right.
Because there's an expectation that they will when you pay.
Yes. And most of the time it's true.
Yeah.
So speaking of weather, interestingly, this I have to shout out to Matt Haywood, patron member. He was on a trip with us this summer, and he mentioned this one. So I don't know why I never looked. You just get busy in life, and you're like, there's got to be something. But
yeah, I was unaware there was something like this.
Yeah,
this
me
is
too.
Really cool.
Should have known there was.
Of course, just never looked for it.
Again, there's a plethora of apps. You can't keep up on it. But anyways, so one of the things hitches that I've found on these trips and using Carrot Weather as a very good app is here's the deal. So I get up in the morning, we're like, what's the weather going to be like? So the way I do it is Carrot Weather. I go in and I know that we're here this morning. I don't really give a shit about the weather here. I can see what it's like. What I care about is noon, lunch. So I'll type in the lunch destination, to get an accurate reading of that. And then I'll type in maybe final destination to kind of figure out what weather we're doing. That's kind of clunky. It's a little bit time consuming. What if, Lurch?
Labor intensive.
It is. What if, Lurch, there was an app where I could just say, you know what? I'm going from Yakima, Washington to Boise, Idaho, and I just want to see what the weather's going to be like on my entire route. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Is there such a beast?
There is.
And
Haywood turned us on to this one. It's called Drive Weather, driveweatherapp.com. Again, the links will be in the show notes. But what's cool about this one is you can put in your where your starting point and your ending point, and if you put in the time that you're leaving, it'll show you the weather all along your route, and you can just drag along your route and look at it. And you can see where the potentially rain or thunderstorms are going to be, and help you plan for your trip. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It'll show, wind. You can show radar, temperatures, all kinds of stuff.
And I'm looking here. It is a free app. And there's no, which is weird. Oh, it offers in-app purchases. And from what I'm reading and what I remember is, those annoying ads on the bottom of your app. It has those, but if you pay for a subscription, you get rid of those ads. So I think...
Yeah, I've got the price here. So on Apple, it's or iOS, it's $14.99 a year. On the Google Play Store, it's $11.99. Then you
does that just get rid of ads? Is that all it does, or do you know?
I will look. It says generous or permanently free versions available.
This is from Apple. It says great for truckers, RVs, bikers, van life, and road trips. Storm chasers, you're on the road. Free version has ads, provides up to 2 days of weather forecast. Okay, so all data saves on close. So it doesn't give any more than that on this thread, but what that means to me is that you're going to get 7 days out. If you only get 2 days out and you get ads. So obviously if you pay for it, you're going to get more. I've only used it in the free version, which for a motorcycle,
it's fine.
If I want to know 2 days out, I'll get to Carrot because I already pay for that but just that day is all I need from point A to point B. So honestly, I've been using the free version and the ads don't seem like they've been crazy, but once in a while, you know how those ads are, they pop up and take over your screen from the bottom. You're like, son of a, so you can pay for it.
You can compare weather routes too. So you can compare the weather on different routes to your location.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, say that again.
You can compare weather on routes, different routes.
Oh, gotcha.
On the same screen. So you can have 3 routes up and look at the weather and decide.
You do that on the mobile app?
Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. See, I honestly got turned on to it, and I haven't probably used it as much as Lurch, but I have used it, and it seems like it's really easy to use.
Yeah.
It only took me a second. I downloaded it in the morning on one of our trips. I was like, oh, this is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Type in destination.
Pretty intuitive. You can even find the safest time to drive. So let's say you're going to go just from here over Snoqualmie Pass into Seattle, and it's wintertime, and you want to see when the best time to leave is. You can do that. I mean, historically, it's probably best to travel during the day, but would be more accurate and tell you when the best time to take off would be.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's a good one. I definitely get that. And that's nice. Really, all it's doing is compiling all the cities for you and making it, honestly, it's just pulling all data that you could get, but they're just making it quick for you and pulling it all for you. So again, time is money.
And there's another one out there called Weather on the Way that's very similar.
Okay.
It's not quite as, I don't think it's quite as detailed as the drive weather, but
have
another
you used
option
it?
for you. No.
Or you just found it?
Just found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Drive weather. Let's talk about, so I'm going to pull this up real quick. I think, we're doing good. Let's talk about Starbucks, of course.
Yeah, I had to put that in there.
Lurch had to do that. He's busting my chops on that.
Even if you didn't
one.
Talk about it, I knew I was putting Starbucks.
That is a must-have app.
That's an app that you use almost daily, I would say.
Pretty much. We all have our guilty pleasures.
Sure.
At least mine's coffee. But whether you like Starbucks or not, the reason I especially just saying why I drink Starbucks is I like some local coffee stands, but they're hit and miss. That's the problem. And when I'm out of town in an unfamiliar area, I need my coffee to be consistent and I need to know what I'm getting. I can't risk having a shitty coffee in the morning or my whole day's going to be shitty. So we know that a Starbucks made here is the same pretty much as Starbucks made in New York because it's a corporate company and they have specific ways they have to make it. I've had some really shitty coffee from local coffee stands or in different cities you try. So it's a gamble,
right?
And I don't like, time is money and I just need a good coffee and I know what I'm getting. So honestly, guys, that's why we usually go to Starbucks when we're out of town. We know there's a lot of local coffees, but again, you can really get screwed and we only have a certain amount of time. So anyways, that is a crucial app. It is actually on my watch. I have a shortcut right on my watch for it so I can pay right
as
there
do I.
with the app, as do you. Mm-hmm. I've made Lurch a Starbucks junkie.
You have actually
hanging out with me.
Yeah.
He really used to be really not a coffee connoisseur. He's like, hey, give me a drip coffee.
Yeah.
You have Folgers. I'll take some Folgers.
Yeah, I was good with just the cheap stuff out of a can. U-Ban, Folgers, whatever you got. Yeah.
Just take some Folgers. I grew up on that shit, dude, but that's before this.
That's all I ever drank at work.
That's before any of this was around, dude. I know. It's like beer. Once you drink good beer, we grew up on Coors, and then you have good beer, and you're like, oh, same with coffee. And then I started getting them into the cold brews and the salted caramel cream cold brew and the chocolate cream. Now there's pumpkin cream for the season. Oh, it's delicious. It's like cocaine.
Yeah, kind of.
It's literally like cocaine. It's ridiculous. Anyways, enough about Starbucks. I have no affiliation with them guys other than they should pay me because I spent a lot of money there. All right. So, of course, we're just going to throw it in there. Your Vance and Hines FP3 app, which is different from the FP4 app. We all know FP3s they're gone and you got FP4s now, but that's a great one to have. The reason being on that is you can monitor. You're not going to tune your bike necessarily on a trip, but you can monitor your engine data. So if something's going on with your bike or maybe you threw a code or you're like, man, this bike feels really hot. I don't know what's going on. It's not running right. Where are my RPMs at? All that data. As long as you have your FP4 hooked up, you can monitor that right on the FP4 app, the Vance & Hines FP4 app on your handlebars. And so you can see what's going on with your bike and your motor and voltage and everything in between. So that would be a good one to have. And I would only pull that up really if I was experiencing something or I needed some engine or powertrain data, that kind of stuff. So that's another great reason to have Fuel Pack 4 on your bike, aside from raising the rev limit right off the bat, from 5,500 to 6,000, I believe. Yeah, 6,000.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I think
6,000. It goes up 500. So aside from tuning your bike, but we're not going to go get into the FP4s too much other than that's what you'd want it for real time data. Oh, we've got a few more. Let's bust this out, Lurch, and then we'll finish up here. We got quite a few more apps coming at you, so don't think we're done here.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that'll leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans up, and helps to dampen those darn vibrations. With plenty of miles to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head on over to the Law Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions.
There you go. I didn't even do it too.
I was going to say that I
held off for one.
It's hard to read that without you. I was just waiting for you to try to make me laugh.
I held out this time because I want to give you a few without doing it so that when I do it again, I get you right away. Because Lurch, we were doing podcasts on Wednesday and I was doing my ass. And he never cracked a smile. And I was like, okay, he's getting too used to this, so I've got to keep him on his game, keep him on his edge. And
you're going to not do it for a while and then bring it back and try and catch me?
I am.
Okay.
Guaranteed to catch you too. Just saying. All right. So we have got a few more apps to talk about. And then we're going to talk about some that, one of them or two of them I have used. We just did a list, like what are some great motorcycle riding apps, and we want to throw it out there.
I added some stuff in there that I don't see on your show notes.
Anybody else throw anything out there in the community? I haven't seen a lot of chatter, so that's fine. Maybe they're just learning about these apps. That's fine. All right. So you added stuff on my list?
Yeah.
Let me refresh.
Yeah, maybe refresh and see if it all comes in there.
See what's going on. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Is it there? Okay. That's weird. You usually don't have to refresh.
No kidding.
Usually it just does it. Okay. So, so one of the things, this is nice, which we haven't used a lot, but me and Lurch are using it. So like Lurch and I, and the entire group, I'm going to try to get to use it a little bit more. But it's location apps that you can share your location with other people. Reason you'd want to do that on a trip, well, number one, you do get split up sometimes, or you're in town and some guys are going to one restaurant and a bar during a trip. The nice thing is a lot of these apps, which we're going to talk about, you can set a start time and a stop. Like I want to share my location for the next 15 days and then it ends. Not that I care. I share my location with my entire family. I could really care less, but maybe you're not comfortable with that and you're like, I only want it during the trip. And you can manually go in and stop sharing your location in any of these apps. But like we went to the 120th anniversary in Milwaukee, Harley flew us down and we were covering that event and it's running and gunning, filming and this and that. And I'm like, if we get split up, we have before, and we actually did get split up at the concert. But anyways, there was no cell service, so we were effed. But had we had cell, this is the very reason we did what we did. So I said, Lurch, I said, hey, we need to share each other's location. And that way, if we get split up, I can look right where you are and find you, and vice versa. And we don't got to do this text back and forth. Where are you? Oh, I'm by the, this and that and blah, blah, blah. We can just stay put. I'm coming to you, because most of the apps you can say, take me to them or whatever, or you can just Google Map, pin them, get their coordinates, and then Google Map them or Apple Map them or whatever. But so one of those that we use down there was it's built into Apple. It's free. It works really well for this kind of stuff. Free is always good, right? And it's going to work well because it's Apple, and that's Find My, and it's built right in. I have it for all my devices, my AirTags. You can do it for friends. You can have family, friend circles, whatever. And me and Lurch, I think we still probably are sharing. We never turn it off. I don't give a shit.
Well, we were, but you got a new phone.
Oh, did it stop it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just kept saying location unknown. So I just stopped it until we decided we want to
do it again. Okay. So that's a good one. Find My. It's right on your iPhone. Awesome. Been around forever. Works great. The other one you can use, and that's obviously not an Android. I don't know if Android has a baked in system level app like Apple does, but you could use something like Glimpse. Now, before Find My was around back in the day, early days of iPhones, they didn't have Find My. And so we used an app called Glimpse. Lurch looked it up today. It still exists. And don't know anything about it. I'm sure it has a subscription. You can look that up. Most of these apps, except the baked in Apple ones or whatever, are going to have fees if you want full functionality. But Glimpse is a great one, and we used to use it back in the day. Like I said, that was our go-to when we were on these trips. I still remember using it. The other really good one is Life360. So Life360 is an amazing app. I use it for our entire family. I've got one teenage driver and soon to be a second teenage driver, my wife, me. I know some people worry about that, but whatever. If you're worried about that, you might be into nefarious activities. That's up to you.
Glimpse is free on the App Store, Apple App Store.
In-app purchase, though?
Yeah, has in-app purchases.
So it's not free, but yes. Usually, Anyways, I don't know much about that subscription, but moving back to Life360, so awesome app. It is subscription, but a lot of people have it, and it does so much. I've got roadside assistance there for my daughter. You can see it's got crash detection. You can see how fast somebody's going.
What happens if you hit your brakes really hard when you're testing motorcycles?
It will call 911 for you and send fire, ambulance, and state patrol to your location. What bike was that? The ST.
It was the ST. Yeah, you got on the brakes hard and it thought you were falling in a crash. Yeah.
We were just doing brake tests and filming.
We were doing laps in the canyon, and so you were slowing down to turn around and go back the other direction, and you slowed down faster than the phone thought you should, I guess.
Yeah, let me know for sure. I actually got a call. I didn't know it did it, and then I got a call from 911. Do you need help? I'm like, no, we're good.
Then the wife called.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did she get a call? Oh, yeah, because she's got Life360, so it alerted her phone. Yeah. Yeah, so, we turn that. You can turn that off when you're testing bikes, which I always forget. I'm surprised it hasn't done it.
No kidding.
On the Indian, I'm surprised it didn't do that. Maybe it just realizes this guy's a fucking idiot. We're not even going to monitor this guy. He rides like he stole it. So Life360. Crash detection, and there's a whole bunch of plethora of other things you can do in there. You can see how many times, if you want, especially teenage drivers, when they're on their phone, doing something on their phone while they're driving, because it knows you're driving. Anyways.
Because you can't run 70 miles an hour, so it knows you're driving, right? So once
correct,
they use the phone at a higher speed, it knows that they're using it while driving.
Yes, exactly. Now, honestly, I have a very responsible teenage driver. I'm so lucky. This one, I don't know about the next one, but so I never really
like you.
Yeah, God, dude, I know that's worrisome. You can actually see what's nice is you can see routes. So every route you take is tracked. It shows where you stopped, where you went to. So for safety reasons, especially with a teenager, it's not to stalk them or whatever. I hardly ever get into it unless I didn't know or she didn't answer her phone. Like, oh, is she okay? So there's a bunch of stuff in there like it, but honestly, for this purpose of this podcast, it's location sharing. But me and Lurch did get into today because Lurch doesn't have a Life360 subscription, and I was wondering, like, can I share my location with Lurch even though he doesn't have a subscription? So the answer to that is you can get the app. It'll let you use it free for 30 days. But if you want, and you can do circles, so you could do like,
Louis.
Apparently Louis busted ass. Oh, dude, for a little dog, dude.
He came over and jumped up on me to pet him, and then he just let one fly.
Dude.
Oh my God.
For a little dog, dude, he's like Lucifer. He's like the little devil, dude. Look at him. And he still looks cute. No, it's not. It's horrid.
Not good.
Oh, I'm familiar with him.
Yeah.
I'll be editing video. I'm starting to get some of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Quit waving it my way, dude. Wave it the other way. Bull crap. All right. Aside from Louis' fart going on live here, you guys can see. Too bad live you can't smell it.
Oh,
if there was a way for me to...
They would never tune in.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, if there was a way to deliver that to you guys, I mean, I would. Just put it in my fist.
You're not missing anything.
You ever do that to the old lady?
Oh, no.
Fist a fart, dude?
No.
Right.
12? Jesus.
Oh, dude, I've done. Oh, you know me well. You know that I've done that.
I know you have.
I've done it to my daughters too. They didn't think that shit was funny.
I wouldn't think so.
But you have done it.
I don't think so.
Oh, you've done it at some point.
No,
Maybe,
not my wife.
No, I mean just to somebody.
No. Oh, somebody.
You ever put it in
my brother or somebody.
You ever put it in a cup?
Probably when I was younger.
Oh yeah, when we used to have sleepovers, dude. Somebody's sleeping, you put it in a little glass, you put your hand over it, and then you walk up to him and just open it up.
Smell this.
Quit getting me off track. I don't even know how we
dog fart.
All right. Anyways, Life 360, sharing locations. You can basically make circles, and so you could have a friends group or like this. Wherever we're going. Minnesota motorcycle trip 2023, and you can start these circles and then you can just invite everybody. Life 360 by far out of all these, the best, the most robust, beautiful interface, been around forever, tons of information. And the nice thing about that in there, Life 360, I can't remember if all the others do this, but I can see like where you are and I can just take me to your location and it says, do you want to open that in Apple Maps or Google Maps? Pick one, turn by turn directions. If I see where Lurch is, old school way of doing it is like us right now. Hey, I'm at the Starbucks, and I'll text them the address and then they'll get in text messages or group me and they'll hit the link and then they can bring up Google Maps. But that's a lot of communication stuff. I don't know how many in our group have Life 360. I've used it with my family, but nonetheless, we might start using Find My because all the guys, I think, mostly have iPhones because Glimpse costs, but so does Life 360. But it'd just be really nice not to have to tell guys where you were on these trips because you're tired. I'm working. Meet at my location is all you need to say, and everybody could just look on Life 360 and go, Ryan's at Starbucks, or here's the, or what? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We honestly haven't used a lot of those. Lurch and I kind of started using Find My, and it would be nice maybe this year we can set it up to see what everybody has. And if anything, the nice thing is a lot of these apps have monthly subscriptions. Of course, you get a break if you pay for the year. But, like Garmin, I just canceled my subscription because I only use it during adventure season for the winter. I don't want to pay for it. So Glimpse, I'm sure you could use if you have Android cross-platform and Apple. You need a cross-platform or Life 360. You could pay for it for a month, then cancel it. You know what I mean? So that's an option.
True.
Yeah. So some guys go, I don't want to use a paid app. Well, just fucking get it for a month. Yeah. The nice thing on iPhone is I do that a lot, like apps that I just need for now. I hit the subscription, I subscribe, I pay for it for the month, and then I immediately hit cancel. And you go into your subscription, it says, but you still have access to it for the full 30 days. So I know I won't forget to cancel it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll buy it and I cancel it right away. It says, you sure want to cancel? Yes. And then you go into your subscription, it says this will cancel on November, a month later, whenever it is. So a little trick, guys, a little trick. So don't worry about that if you got to go cross-platform on that. So with that said, do you want to talk about some of these others and then I'll jump in? You only put 3 in here. Didn't we have more on here? Yeah, you only put 3 more in work in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You just picked some. All right.
I picked some of
Why don't you talk about them?
Yeah. These are
I've used Eat Sleep Ride. I tested it, by the way, for like a month.
So we'll talk about that one first.
Sure.
Then. That one is very social heavy. It's almost like I heard one reviewer talk about it kind of like a Facebook type interface where you have posts and vlogs and whatnot. And it's about connecting, getting a community so you can find riders around you.
Yeah.
So it does have some ride stuff, but it's not necessarily a ride. I wouldn't call it a ride planning app. I would just call it more of a motorcycle community type app. So that's one that's out there. Eat, Sleep, Ride.
I'm looking here real quick. I'm going to go to login and I'll see if RoboForm has a password for me because I can't remember if I created an account.
I didn't know you played with that one.
Yeah, I did. So I didn't log my stuff. Maybe I signed in with Google. I'm not going to do any more on this episode, but yeah, I did try it and it's all right for what you said. You know what I mean? For that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there you go. A lot of guys talk about it, but it was good. It was good for if you're into that kind of stuff. I got enough social media platforms. And that's what I like about Rever. It's built in if you want to share your rides and all that kind of stuff, but you certainly don't have to. And, but yeah, let's just read description of it real quick to make sure we're not missing anything. Help us make motorcycle safety accessible to everyone when you track your ride. Oh, so you can track a ride. So it's a little bit like Rever. Crash Light learns to help better rider safety. Most afford. Okay, Crash Light, it's got crash detection.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to
does
have
Rever
that.
have that?
You can buy that crash detection, and you don't have to have it as part of the app.
Okay,
I don't know that Rever. I don't believe Rever does. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, which honestly, guys, I don't care. My iPhone has its own crash detection along with my Apple Watch. So you don't really need those add-on stuff anymore, especially if you're in the iPhone ecosystem, especially my new 15 Pro Max. It's already got all crash detection built in my watch. I think anything iPhone 14 and newer, I think 14, they came out with the crash detection. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a 13, but anything iPhone 14 Pro and newer is going to have, and Apple Watches are going to have all that baked in. So I wouldn't be paying for that stuff as add-ons. That's just my opinion. But again, if you don't have that on your particular device, then that would be an option. I'm just looking for like a description. Did you find it in the App Store? Do you have a link to the App Store instead of their website?
I'll just look on my phone here.
Yeah, just give me
Rever doesn't have.
I'm curious what all it does now. It was like literally Lurch like 6 years ago when I tested it. So I want to make sure that it doesn't do more than what we're saying.
Were you looking for some new friends to ride with?
No, I'm saying I want to make sure that it doesn't do more than what I'm saying for the audience. You know what I mean? Because it was like I said, 6 years ago, literally when I tried that. So here's Kalimoto while he's looking that up. No more straight roads. What do we have on to discover the best rides near you and worldwide with our winding roads? Keep looking that up, Lurch, because you're going to be looking this one up next because these websites are really shitty on.
Yeah, Kalimoto is very similar to Rever.
Okay, thank you. You did do a little research on this. Offline turn-by-turn navigation with voice prompts. I'm curious. What's the? Let me just hang on. You got that?
Yeah, I've got
go ahead with that. And I'm going to look up Kalimoto. I want to see how many star reviews. What does Eat, Sleep, Ride have for like star reviews and how many?
It has 122 ratings and it's 3.1. And it track unlimited motorcycle rides, explore and share the best motorcycle routes near or far. Create your group, ride, and rack up miles for rewards. Get the safety you deserve and reassurance with loved ones with Crash Light. It's got leaderboards. It's very community and based, and it's more of a.
Can you ride plan on it, or does it say anything about that?
It doesn't even say anything.
So you just record rides. Okay, yeah. So you're just tracking your rides, basically. Okay, so how many star reviews?
Challenges and stuff in there you can do. 3.1 out of 122 ratings.
Okay, so that's not a lot. 122 ratings. Holy cow!
Yeah,
that's not a lot.
I would say this one would be one if you're looking for rides to do. And looking maybe for some people to hook up and ride with.
There you go.
Seems it's heavier on that social part.
Or if I were you, I would just become a patron member and get in the Law Abiding Biker private Facebook group where you can hook up with people you trust and know that have been vetted. That's the Law Abiding Biker patron member only Facebook group. I would say that's much better. But anyways, that's an option for you. Kalimoto, only 444 reviews, which is a lot more. Looks like 4.25 stars. Let's go ahead and read this. Join more than 3 million users and get started with Kalimoto trip planning, tracking mode, navigation, ride statistics and recommendations, winding country roads, nature, and pure freedom. Thanks to our unique twisty road algorithm and the special motorcycle map, you always find the best route. Can't be bothered to spend ages minutely planning your trip. No worries. Thanks to our round trip planner, you can plan, save, and start your round trip just 3 steps. Can you look for me, Lurch, real quick? Do they have a online way you can plan? I do not plan rides on phones, guys. Look at my rides on roads. There's no way. Like Rever, you can. It's horrific because they're phones. You don't have a mouse and a keypad and all that, dude. I can bust out trip planning. So they're not essential, these apps. They're not the best for like on your smartphone planning a ride.
Yeah, Calimodo you can do on
perfect
on desktop.
That's a requirement for me. And I don't know that any of them don't have that because they know very, very intricate trip planning is not done on smartphone devices unless you have like an ass and you're just bored to death and you want to spend the next 3 days planning a 2-day ride. They're just not intuitive that way. You need a mouse and you need to be able to drag stuff around and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more. Top 5 Calimodo features, and we'll end with this on this app. Trip planner, planning directly on the map. Included weather forecast and rain radar. Interesting. I need to do this one. I might at some point have to test this one, maybe on our next trip. That's how I do it. Yeah. I'll use this instead of Rever as redundancy. I'll just buy it for a month and see what it's all about. I've never heard of this, so I'm actually intrigued. Turn-by-turn voice, number 2, turn-by-turn voice guided navigation with danger zone warnings. 3, thousands of trip recommendations, benefit from other bikers' experiences. 4, trip tracking, get your bike and off you go so it can, record your ride. And rate and share trips, extensive personal. So very much Rever, it sounds like.
Yeah, very similar.
A competitor Rever. Mm-hmm. So at some point, guys, Calimodo, I'll have to test that for you guys and tell you, maybe I'll do that'll be a fun video, back-to-back comparison between Rever and Calimodo. We'll see. It's on the list of thousands of videos I need to do. But let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. So you want to tackle this one, best biking road, apparently?
Yeah, I don't know shit about this one. No, this is one I don't have a lot of experience with, other than it came up in a lot of my a lot of the articles when I was looking for the top motorcycle apps, and it's basically it's just it was created by a guy that let's see what he says here. I'm David, the founder of the project. I've been riding motorcycles since 1991. A lot has changed in the world, and with me since I was 16. I love all things two-wheeled and the thrill and adventure, the wind in my face, and something has not changed in all this time. And he was originally from the UK, but in 2004 he created this best biking roads, just starting to collect data on some of the best roads to ride. So,
and it's not bicycle, it's motorcycle.
It's best biking roads, but it is motorcycle.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, so he gathered, the best roads to ride from all types of different sources and put it together. So it could be an option for you, if you're looking for something new or trying to find the best route through somewhere.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
Main features: show motorcycle routes near to you or another selected location. Show routes by region. What else? It'll navigate for you. So just another option.
Yeah, perfect. So we're going to do this, and then we got a couple more apps, and then we are going to get out of here. If anybody in the chat, by the way, I know Lurch just threw something in there. If there are any apps that you guys have that you highly recommend that are a must-have on any of your trips, let us know, that generally relate to motorcycle and trips. That would be awesome. So, we love our regular sponsors up front, long-time sponsors, and we want you to become a patron member. The reason we want you to become a patron member to support us is because we can give you a bunch of benefits. We can get to know you better. You can get access to that private Facebook group and all the other plethora of benefits like this live video broadcast. But hey, for whatever reason, the only way you want to support us is through a flat donation. We never balk at a flat donation.
We'd like to thank Anthony Pequeño of Thornton, Colorado, Brian Baker of Richmond, Rhode Island, and Yon Wong with a substantial donation.
lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how they did that. There's also a large donate button on the homepage of our website if you forget that URL. We appreciate it. It certainly helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
And keep this thing running on down the road.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Thanks so much for those flat donations. They are still so much appreciated, especially during this crazy inflation that we're having in this economy. So we appreciate it more than ever. We felt the impacts of that, as I'm sure so many of you out there have also felt that. So I want to talk about a couple others. Did we get them all in here? This was another one. We haven't used this. I'm just lightly. Did we talk about this one?
Not that one in particular, but we talked about other
It's another what's the other one called that we talked about?
Drive weather.
Route, drive weather. This one's motorcycle weather. Don't know crap about it. I did a Google search. Staying informed on weather conditions is crucial for riders. Motorcycle weather offers weather forecast specifically tailored to motorcycle riding. Okay. I don't know if that's trip or whatever, but that was just another one. We talked about the Harley-Davidson. They call it Connect, but that just works, with Ride Planner. Harley-Davidson Connect does a bunch of, in my tutorial video at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox, I go through the entire HD Connect. It does more than just Ride Planner. It's got some other stuff in there. I saw something else. I did this on my phone. This was one we've talked about in the past, but it brought it up again.
Looks like that one's called Motorcycle Weather Ride.
Weather Ride, okay. So, yeah, if you know about that one, let us know. There's another one called Motorcycle Maintenance. Keep track of your bike's maintenance schedule, oil changes. Somebody's told us about that one before. Yep. Here's some interesting ones. We're going to breeze over this and we're going to take this thing out of here. Fulio, which is cool. Log your fuel fill-ups and monitor your motorcycle fuel efficiency. Again, the ones I'm mentioning are literally from a Google search. I'm not recommending these or telling you that they're good. I haven't used any of them. There's another one that it did make it on here, which I use, which is pretty good, is Gas Buddy. It's nice. Gas Buddy, a lot of people use it in cars too. It's been around for quite a while, but it's nice. There's all kinds of things you can do in it, but the main thing I use it for is gas prices.
Right.
So I can see where the cheapest gas is, here in Sela. So wherever I go, I can, get the cheapest gas. Or if you want to find where ethanol free gas is, if we run ethanol free, like in our KLRs or my lawn tractor, I run all ethanol free stuff. So they're good rides, but it'd be good for a motorcycle too. If you want to find where gas stations or where the cheapest gas, or if, where 92 octane is for your Harley, if you want to, there's a bunch of 89 around. You want to find a gas station with 92. That's a good one.
Gary Jackson just said, started plugging into Cali Moto at trip to Washington and California. Received a message. The tour exceeds our max length of 2,000 miles. Please plan a shorter trip.
That's probably, that's the limit if you're not a paying member?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. My gut would tell me that you got to be a paid member. There's probably limits on what you can do. They probably give you, you know what I'm saying? A test?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. Did you look at the subscription fee of Cali Moto?
I got so many tabs open right now.
I know, so do I.
Cali, which one? That's weather. Yeah, there's Cali. Pricing.
Yeah, pricing right there. I bet there's like free. They're taunting you, Gary, which works. So, Gary, what I'm going to tell you, just go ahead and buy it right now and then let us know if it goes over 2,000 miles. I can't imagine it would do that like legitimately, or nobody would buy that if, basic package is free. And then tour catalog. Here's what comes with a free plan: trip planner, round trip, special motorcycle points. Yeah. But it doesn't mention like limitations, but whatever. Appreciate you trying that. Started plugging in. Cali Moto trip to Washington, California. Received a message. Tour exceeds them actually. Yeah. I'm curious. I'll have to play with it. Let me know. Email us or something. I'm curious about how intuitive it is in comparison to something like Rever or Ride Planner. Honestly, like I said, I've never heard of it, so I'm interested to dive into it. All right, Lurch, I think that about wraps it up. That's good enough for the amount of apps we have here. I'm sure there's a lot more, but you have any final thoughts here as we take it out?
My final thought is this dog needs to go outside because I think he floated another air biscuit.
Oh my God, dude.
Cali Moto was also started in Germany. So take that for what it's worth.
Right.
I'm not sure where Rever was started, but
that I don't know. The nice thing about this whole deal today is I've got Louie, the podcast studio dog, trained, because not once
He comes
Did
over
he
here.
come over to me and rip ass? Every time. He has not farted by me once. He's under me right now. I have him literally trained
Why does he come over here?
to go fart by Lurch.
You're such a dick.
Yeah, you got to know how to train your dog, dude. Not funny. Not once did he bust ass by me.
What
For such a little dog, can you believe something like that can come out of a little dog?
Well, I believe it because I've experienced it.
You've become a believer.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. What shall we do here, Lurch? God, I've done a lot of talking on this episode. Hopefully you got in what you needed to get in. I mean, you ran some of them because I didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say let's do the Amazon if you open that one up. That's the great thing about this.
Influencers page?
No. Just the regular, the click-through link.
Where'd it go? Oh, there.
Right there. If you want to support us, one of the easiest ways you can. I know our patrons are in here in the live chat and they support us in that way, but for those listening later on, a way to help support us that costs you nothing whatsoever is to use our affiliate at Amazon. So go to our webpage and you can click through, or an easier thing is just go to lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon and bookmark that page. Just call it Help Lab or Lab Amazon. It's under Ryan's account, so I'm able to actually use it. So on my computer, it just says Lab Amazon. I click that, it takes me through the redirect, and we get a little taste on every purchase. No extra cost to you. Easy way to help support us. So click on through.
Awesome, bro. And it doesn't matter what you buy. It doesn't have to be motorcycle. Literally, once you go to lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon, bookmark it, whatever you buy. Lurch the other day bought this. Well, I can't really say it. You're
so full of crap. Don't even listen to him.
It's a pocket vagina.
I do not.
I'm just, what, dude? You don't be embarrassed about it. I've talked to you about this before. Sometimes Lurch just wants to bust one out, and he doesn't always have a vagina with him, but now he does because he got one from me. He's just so ignoring me.
Yeah, I'm looking up Rever, see where they're.
I thought you were looking up pocket vagina.
No, not at all.
Oh, God. I don't even know if they sell that on Amazon. Disclaimer. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Terry McDonough from far, far away in another planet. Been fun, guys. Keep up the good work. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that very much. That was another long one, Lurch. We could split that into 2 episodes damn near. My God. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.